I want to talk to you today about something your mind has been doing quietly in the background for most of your life. Something you probably never fully understood. Something that has caused you stress, restlessness, fear, and exhaustion. But something that is completely normal, completely human, and completely explainable. Your mind overimagines the future. And if you've ever found yourself spiraling through endless possibilities, replaying conversations that haven't happened yet, worrying about outcomes you can't control, or preparing for disasters that never come true, I want you to know something very important. Nothing is wrong with you. You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not too dramatic. Your mind is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Let's start simple. Think about the last time you worried about something before it happened. Maybe it was a conversation you were nervous about. Maybe it was an exam, or a job interview, or a meeting. Maybe it was a message someone didn't reply to. Maybe it was a health concern. Maybe it was something you needed to decide. Your brain didn't imagine one future. It imagined 5, or 10, or 20 versions. Some of them normal, most of them frightening. Your mind didn't show you a peaceful outcome. It showed you the ones that made your heart beat faster, the ones that made your stomach twist, the ones that made you feel unsafe. Why does it do that? Let me take you into a part of your mind you've never visited before, the part that creates imaginary futures. This part is called your mental simulation system. It is what helps you imagine possibilities before they happen. You rehearse conversations in your head because of this system. You prepare for events by imagining them. You picture danger, success, embarrassment, conflict, and outcomes before you ever take a step. Humans are the only species on the planet that can imagine the future with this level of detail. This ability is the reason humans could build civilization, plan ahead, survive storms, survive winters, avoid danger, and grow into the species we are today. Your ability to imagine the future is not your weakness. It is your superpower. But here's the problem. Your mind does not simulate calm futures. It simulates dangerous ones. It doesn't think, this conversation will be normal. It thinks, what if they misunderstand me? What if they get angry? What if I embarrass myself? What if this ruins everything? The mind does not say, the exam will go fine. It says, what if I fail? What if I forget everything? What if I disappoint everyone? It does not say, the meeting will be okay. It says, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I sound stupid? What if they judge me? Your brain is not biased toward positivity. It is biased toward survival. And that bias is ancient. It has nothing to do with modern life. To understand why your mind overimagines danger, you need to understand the world your ancestors lived in. Imagine a time when danger could come from anywhere. A rustle in the grass could be a predator. A strange noise at night could mean death. A small mistake could cost you your life. In that world, the humans who survived were not the calm ones. They were the ones who worried, the ones who imagined the worst, the ones who rehearsed every possibility. The ones who prepared too much rather than too little. Overthinking was survival. People who ignored danger didn't survive long enough to become our ancestors. The ones who imagined danger passed their genes, and their survival strategies down to you. So today, when you face something uncertain, a meeting, a decision, a relationship, an exam, your brain reacts the same way it reacted back then. It goes into alert mode. It tries to protect you by imagining every possible threat in advance. It believes that if you can think about something scary now, maybe you won't feel pain later. Your brain is not being negative, it is being protective. But the world you live in today is different. You are not surrounded by predators. You are not living in constant physical danger. Most of the things you worry about are emotional, social, or psychological, not life-threatening. But your brain has not updated its software. It still reacts to uncertainty the way it reacted thousands of years ago. It still sees the unknown as dangerous. It still thinks preparing for fear will keep you alive. This is why your mind jumps into the future with so much intensity. It is trying to keep you safe in the only way it knows how. Let's go even deeper into what happens inside you. When you imagine a frightening future, your brain releases chemicals that are supposed to protect you. Cortisol rises, adrenaline rises, your muscles tighten, your breathing changes, your heart rate adjusts, your focus narrows. Even though nothing dangerous is happening, Your body reacts as if something is. Your brain cannot always tell the difference between what you imagine and what is real. If you imagine a worst-case scenario with enough detail, your nervous system responds to that thought as if it's a real event. This is why imagined futures can hurt as much as real ones. The fear feels physical. The stress feels real. The worry feels overwhelming. But none of it is happening. It is a story, not reality. There's another part of this you need to understand. When your brain starts imagining the future, it doesn't stop at one scenario. It creates many. If you say one thing, the mind imagines the result. If you say another thing, it imagines a different result. If you make one choice, it imagines a chain of outcomes. If you choose something else, it imagines a different chain. Your brain becomes a movie studio, running every possible version of the future, hoping that one of them will protect you. The problem is that living through all these imaginary futures drains you. It creates stress that you never needed to feel. It keeps you scared of things that might never happen. And the worst part is that your brain believes it is helping you. So let's talk about how to calm this system. Not by shutting it down, because you can't. And not by forcing yourself to stop thinking, because that never works. Instead, you guide your mind back into balance. Start by giving your brain fewer empty spaces. Overthinking grows in silence. When your day is unstructured, your mind fills the gaps with imagined scenarios. Even small amounts of structure can reduce mental simulation. Another powerful tool is shifting your internal question. Instead of asking, what if this goes wrong? Ask, even if this goes wrong, will I be able to handle it? This question changes your entire relationship with fear. It shifts your mind from helplessness to capability. Then bring your attention to the present moment. Ask yourself, what is actually happening right now? When your mind is spiraling about the future, reality becomes your anchor. In most cases, the real moment you're living in is calm and safe. Something else that helps is recognizing which problems are real and which are imagined. Real problems can be solved. Imagined futures cannot. If it isn't happening right now, you don't need to solve it. One more technique is speaking to yourself the way you would speak to someone younger who is scared. You wouldn't yell at them or tell them to stop worrying. You would say, I know you're scared. I know you feel unsafe. But right now, nothing is happening. You're okay. Your mind responds to gentleness more than force. And finally, there is the hardest but most important skill, allowing uncertainty. No one knows the future. No one controls every outcome. Uncertainty is not a threat. It is simply a part of life. When you stop fighting uncertainty, your mind stops treating it like danger. Before we close, I want you to imagine one thing. Picture your future self. Not the version your fear created, the version your strength created. Someone calmer, wiser, stronger, and more grounded than you are today. Someone who has survived everything you are worried about. Imagine them looking at you and saying, you don't need to live every version of the future. You only need to live the real one. And when that moment comes, you will handle it. Your future self already knows that you are capable. Already knows that you are resilient. Already knows that your strength is much deeper than your fear. Your mind over-imagines the future because it doesn't trust that you can handle it. But you can. You always have. You always will. You don't need to survive every possible future. You only need to live one, and you will live it with far more strength than you realize. This was your file today, from Body Logic Files. And remember, your mind is trying to protect you. Now it's time to teach it that you are safe,